Wow, that turned out really good. Hey everybody, welcome back. Jordan here. Today we're going to be building a custom LEGO Burrow, but we're not going to be using one LEGO set. We're actually going to be using two LEGO sets to build a larger, sort of more developed modular style version of the Burrow. And of course, this is going to go in our residential area in the LEGO City. So this is LEGO Harry Potter set 75980 with 1,047 pieces. I can't believe I haven't built this thing yet. It comes with some pretty awesome minifigures and a great looking version of the Burrow. I think it needs to be a little bit larger, and I think we need to close the back because it has an open back for playability, which looks pretty cool, but not really the vibe that we're trying to run with in the LEGO City. It's got some great interior details that can be seen on the back of the box here, and some pretty cool building techniques and a lot of great pieces there. We're excited to actually crack open both of these sets, bag by bag, and build a bigger and better version of the attack on the Burrow. Looks like it's got 7 different building stages, along with some additional large plates. It's got 2 different sticker sheets here that'll add some nice detail to the set. She looks pretty neat. And inside the front cover of the instruction manual, you can see our 7 different building stages. First we build the floor, and then some exterior walls, and then we sort of start going up from there, building different modules. So some time has passed, and we've trialed and errored a bunch of different solutions for creating our own Burrow. And we actually ended up referencing some instructions from Rebrickable.com, done by Modular Bricks. So we're using those instructions and the parts and pieces from the 2 sets, plus a whole bunch of parts from our own inventory. And this is what we've got going on here for the first floor so far. Now we think we're going to crack the rest of the bags, do a sort, clean up, so it's easier to find parts and easier to continue building our custom Burrow modular. So we finished building the Burrow. Believe me, there's a lot more to it than just this here. But now we're starting to work on the custom yard. We've made this 48 by 48 green base plate. We're actually going to use jumpers to secure it into place. So I'm going to be building the yard, and then Jose is going to start working on some interior details based on the instructions, some custom ones, and also some of the instructions from Rebrickable.com. So here we have our customized Burrow. It sits on the 15 by 15 inch green base plate. That's fully detailed now with landscaping, and it stands 18.5 inches tall. It's massive. It has 5 different floors. On the top, we actually have Ron Weasley's room. You can see it uses a pretty neat design there. Everything has a full interior. Of course, we'll have a look at that as well. It's actually built using snot bricks, and then you put the dark tan print pieces and also dark tan tiles on the exterior of it. Also, it's got the chimney coming off the roof there. The roofs are pretty sweet. They use all the different slope elements in different colors. We've got a little balcony here with a little window, and then another roof panel. Then we have the Weasley's parents' room right here at that nice angle. So that's where the angle starts. And then down from there we have Ginny's room. Some of the color combinations are a little bit off. For example, Ginny's room here, which is the 3rd floor, should be all done in nougat, but we did tan and nougat just because we didn't have the right pieces. Love the use of all the windows. We use some of the 3 wide windows here from the set with the print piece on them, and also the sand blue windows as well. All sort of at the weird angles. You got a large white window in the back here as well that runs across 2 different floors. That looks pretty interesting. On the back of the house here, we've got the pig pen. Also, we've got Molly's garden. Some corn there. In the pig pen, there's a pumpkin and a carrot. We got some flowers and some trees and bushes going around the exterior. Some nice colorful flowers there. A tree, apple tree that is, and that's where Molly is picking an apple right now. And just above that, we've got Hedwig. The exterior of the main floor uses white and brown. Also some of those sticker elements. The windows, some profile bricks, and also some cylinders just below the windows, sort of framing them there. Looks pretty good. The front of the house has the awning going over top of the front entrance. And we also have some more of those window elements and some of those stickered panels as well. This roof was a pretty tricky build with all the different slopes and all the different colors. Pretty sweet looking though. And we've also set up a couple scenes here. You can see Harry is currently making that pumpkin float. And Ginny and Ron are pretty impressed with that. Now, we did build this using 2 Attack on the Burrow sets. So we did have the option. We could have turned it into the Attack on the Burrow. But we figured, you know what, we don't really like the vibe of, you know, the house burning and stuff like that and it being under attack. So we put Greyback and Bellatrix over here sort of plotting their plan. Hasn't really started yet, though. They're still having some fun having the pumpkins float. So it is modular. All of these floors will come apart, although I will say it is rather difficult to take apart and put back together because you're dealing with all of different shapes and sizes of floors. And, you know, they don't go back together perfectly very easily, that's for sure. But we're really excited to show you the interior, which is fully detailed as well. So let's pull this thing apart and have a detailed look at our custom LEGO Burrow. So as you can see, the burrow comes apart in many different sections. So we'll start by taking a detailed look at the ground floor. Come in the front door there. We've got the dining room table there, 6 chairs, and then you've got some stuff on that dining room table. There's some waffles, some eggs, some mugs. Just over here we've got a little desk. There's a unicorn sticker piece mounted to the wall there. Also, we've got some chairs over here. So we got 1 sofa and 1 armchair. There's a light in the corner there, also a little table there. And look at that. It's the Weasley's family portrait of them in Egypt. A nice winding staircase here, which will actually lead up to the 2nd floor, where we have a couple cabinets, 1 there, some flowers, and then another cabinet right there as well. Going up to the next floors, we use a ladder. You'll see that coming right up here. That winding staircase is a really neat build. Actually learned how to build that using the instructions from Rebrickable.com. We've got a fireplace here, 1 green flame and 1 orange flame. Green flame representing the Floo powder. Obviously, the wizards can use the Floo network from the burrow to travel throughout the wizarding world. Got another mounted sticker element there. And then a kitchen cabinet here with a faucet. There's some water in the sink using that trans-blue tile. Also a teapot. What is the function of the rubber duck? Asked Arthur Weasley. He is passing that question to Tonks, who has no idea either. Something they use in the Muggle world. There's a little Easter egg from the Harry Potter movies. Another mounted sticker element there. Some candles in the corner here, along with a couple flowers. There's a spot for umbrellas right here, just as you come in the front door. And then we also have a grandfather clock here. I believe this grandfather clock here actually specifies the location of the Weasleys. Pretty cool little build. Came right from the Attack on the Burrow set. So this large roof is definitely pretty awesome. Lots of different colors there. The reds, the dark bluish grays, that burnt orange color. We've put the owl on the top there. There's also a window there. It is sort of hollow in the inside. I reinforced it with a bunch of plate and some brick. There's no support beams that go from side to side. So for that reason, without those supports, it's a little bit fragile. But this is the next thing that goes on the burrow, of course, covering up that ground floor there, just like so. So that leaves these studs open here because you're actually going to put this little foyer over top of the front entrance, which is pretty nice. Pretty cool. Very detailed, and it has those brown supports as well. So you can see how that roof sort of goes together seamlessly here with the 2nd floor. Also, the 2nd floor has this large window here. I'm not sure why I have this snot brick here. I might have to put something on the outside of it. The large window is pretty neat, and the 3rd floor will actually sort of encase that whole area and fill in the backside of this roof, of course. And this is when we integrate our very long ladder. Now ours can just fold down like this if you wanted, However, the instructions do recommend that you use one of the almost telescopic like ladders from one of the fire truck sets, or commonly found on fire trucks, I should say. But I didn't really have any of those in brown or that aren't in use, so we decided to use this one here. So the next floor is actually Ginny's room, and it looks pretty cool. These are some supports for the next floor here. These allow it to go with that unique angle, and we'll install that in one moment. But Ginny's room has some interior detail, so we've mounted a broom to the top there, also her bed, and then just a little side table with a brush as well. So not much detail in there. It is pretty cramped, and you got to remember we're going to have that ladder running up the side here, and also this large hole is going to be filled in by those windows. So after some trial and error and a few minor adjustments, we got the roof and also the third floor installed, and now we're about to install the parents' room, or Arthur and Molly Weasley's room. We've got a really nice looking bed there, an armchair, and also the magical knitting happening right there in front of that armchair. We had an additional Egyptian family photo, so we decided to snot brick that to the wall there. And that one is going to be the floor that's going to be at that slight angle when we install it. And once again, that ladder is actually going to run through all of these top floors. Next up we have Ron's room. He's got a pretty nice looking bed there with the Chudley throw. Also a poster in the corner that matches that throw. A little table there, and also a broom. So that's the fourth and fifth floor at that nice angle there. Now this section is going to go right here. We have a nice balcony. It's an interesting looking roof there. Obviously, there's an example of a part substitution that we made. Consistent roofing though, it looks really neat, and that just pops on top right there. And then finally our last piece here is this little roof with the nice chimney. The instruction called for a nougat chimney, but we actually did ours in dark bluish gray. Some part subs. We've got a tall window on the other side here. Looks pretty sweet. You can see there's actually a notch right there, and that will allow this roof to fit perfectly with that balcony. And then when that is installed, you'll see that there's actually a perfectly aligned window with the balcony right here. So minifigures can go out the top of the house, maybe take their broom for a rip. So everybody, there we have our custom Burrow MOC. We did reference the instructions on Rebrickable.com. The instructions were actually based on TD Brick's design. So thank you for making such an awesome model. Ours is definitely a lot different. We substituted a lot of the parts from the two Attack on the Burrow sets. Also, the yard is completely different as well. And we followed the instructions as a guideline, but substituted a lot of the parts just based on the parts that we had and also the parts from the set. Looks really good though. We can't wait to integrate it into the city. In particular, it's going to go in the residential area, of course. And it's just fantastic. You can really see the size of it here. It's great. It is a little bit fragile, in particular the roof and all the different components when they're stacked on top of one another. It can be a little bit difficult to take apart, and the roof definitely needed to be reinforced, and I might actually improve that design maybe with some lateral supports or something like that inside. But yeah, it looks fantastic. It is a great presentation piece and will integrate perfectly into the LEGO city. I'm stoked on it. It's absolutely amazing. Let us know what you think of it by commenting below. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you so much for coming on by. Farewell.